Are we happy? Are we little trees? Pilate. This one is fun for the whole family. 4. Michael Ball, Mark Fletcher, Joseph Blackhall, Blackhoff Josehall, Request Baron, Q Suzio, and K-Lore Kevin. Supporter of the cause, Kevin. Thank you so much. This is awesome. Okay, before we start doing this, I want you to think about your root 6 major bar chord. Let's just do A, just for the sake of anything. So it's 5, 7, 7, 6. We're not doing a major bar chord, by the way, in this song, so don't stop watching just for that reason. 5, 7, 7, 6, right? In this shape, notice you have a finger on the E string, and the G string finger is 1 fret higher. That is what makes this major bar chord major. When you do a minor, you take your middle finger off, right? Now, the G string finger and the E string finger, which happen to be the same finger, in this case it's the real El Guapo, are in the same fret. They're both 5 for A minor. Keeping that in mind, we're just going to use the root, so do the 10th fret, that's D, and it's the major third. That's the note that makes it so. So we're going to have 10 and 11 on E and G. And also we can have D ringing out too. But not A. So mute A with your pointer finger, whatever finger you're using. I'm going to use pointer finger, ring finger. You'll see why. Down to the 9th fret, and now they're both 9, so this is a minor shape. And then down to the 7th fret. That's half the verse. So 10, 11. 9, 9, 7, 7. What we're playing is D. C sharp minor with a D hanging out. We don't need to name it, it doesn't matter. And B minor. The second time it's D, E minor, so 12, 12, down to B minor, 7, 7. And that's it, that's the verse. The first thing. Second thing, the first thing again, and the second thing again. Now notice the reason why I'm using pointer finger, ring finger is because when I switch to the next one, my ring finger stays on the same string and my middle finger just takes over for my pointer finger. I suppose you could just keep using the same fingers and go, but that seems like more effort to me. See how wrong that was? Don't do that. Yeah, okay, and then there's the little in-between thing, which, now there's 2 points in this song where I've found what they did on the record and what they do live lately being like, 2009 or something. It's been so long since we've had a big Pearl Jam tour. Are different, whatever I meant to say there, I'm sure you get it. Okay, so on the record, I really feel like they're playing A10 and G10, and then a B flat octave chord. So 6 on the E string, 8 on the D string. So whole verse, that's the in-between thing. It's a little sort of more subtle than what they do live, which it goes more along with the chorus, which is to play the whole G7 chord. 10, 9, 10. Remember how many times have I told you to recognize this inside-out triangle as a 7 chord? Like when you're playing C7 and you have boop, boop, boop. It's that same, those 3 boops, but just on the 10th and 9th frets. So the other way to do it, and the way they do it live more recently, is the 7 chord here with the pointer finger. And then the B flat power chord. Sounds a little too aggressive compared to what I'm hearing on the record. But here, I'll go through the whole verse one more time. So. Then the second half of the verse, live, they do the exact same thing. But on the record, I swear to God, it goes like this. So, starts the same. The second time, it's the same as the other time. listen for it. Listen to this G string. I think it goes up to E minor, up to the 14th fret, and same thing the 4th time. Listen for this note when you're trying to decide if I'm crazy or not. I really, really, really hear it on the record, but they clearly do not do it live lately. So yeah, but just a note about this, we have an F sharp and an A. So when we're going, that's two things. It's an F sharp minor in the way that this is a D major and this is a C sharp minor and this is a B minor, right? But it's also not a D, because when you play D, you have D, A, right? Another D, and an F sharp. So it totally fits along with the fact that the whole thing's trying to resolve into itself from where it started, which is D. It's just a D chord without a D in it, so that's really neat, and that's enough out of me about this rather simple verse. Okay, next part. Silly me, except for the D string is ringing out the whole time, so that's not only not a D, it actually is a D, because it's got F sharp, D, and A in it. The D is just not the lowest note in the chord, so it's an inversion of D. That's definitely happening. Okay, the chorus is super, super easy. You play your G7 chord, and then the B flat power chord. And that's it. And then the third verse, very specifically now, is different than both the first verse and the way I think the second verse is. It is definitely D, C sharp, B, D, E, B, D, C sharp, B, just like the first three from the first verse, but then D, E, not D, into the... the next chorus. And then you land on the first chord, this D root third chord, and then we go into the bridge, which I'm sure is going to take me 6 tries to explain. So I'm going to cut. All right, keeping with our theme of these roots and these major and or minor thirds, you landed on your D, right? Now we're going to go down to G, so 3rd fret and major. A, 2 frets higher, same shape, up to B minor, down to F sharp minor, 2nd fret, and back to G. So here we go. G, A, B minor, F sharp, G. Now way down to F. Now G, A, B, F sharp, G. The rhythm here gets kooky. It's F sharp, G, A, and then G, A, B, followed by C for the first time ever. So that's really cool. We were talking about the scoop. This is like a half scoop because we're back into Your Princess is in Another Castle, right? But out of that C, we go back into the G. So here's the whole bridge. And then we just have the very, very outro, which is very, very easy. Okay, so do the D, up to E, down to B, F sharp, G, G, A, A. That's it, that's where the song ends. That's it for Pilate. 3 rather simple pieces. The bridge is a little tricky, so, you know, watch me in slow motion and write it down or something. But, yeah, that's it. We've done Pilate. Kevin, thank you so much. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. I hope that was helpful, and I will see you all next time with more stuff. Goodbye.